Hey, what's going on? So we're back. We're gonna get started on the Umineko script. I actually need to do this first before I do the Golden Sun one, just because this one's gonna be a little bit long, but it's not that bad. But we do have to go into a lot of detail because of all the masks that Rosa wears. So I'll do as much as I can, but if I can't finish this up today, I will definitely be doing the Golden Sun script later. Because right now, I released the Metroid video earlier today. This is technically the only video that's actually coming up after that. The Golden Sun one's going to be taking a while because that's a very advanced project that I'm working on. So there's no specific release date on that. So the Umineko one will be my next video to actually release. All right, let's get started. My voice is kind of cooked, so I'm not going to be really talking that much. I start this. And as for this, as per usual, I'll be using Ogan Muso Kyako as my footage. I don't have access to the visual novels right now. I'm not at home. I'm in my barracks room, so everything else is on my gaming PC back at home. Okay. Ooh, I like this. Yeah. Some wounds are invisible, and some masks are prisons. Okay, we can go into that. This is actually pretty common for people. Some people, they have a lot of shit going on. They wear masks when interacting with other people for whatever reasons. promised me put that sentence in there, so I'm gonna put it right at the beginning. I, give me a second. Wait, no, I have it on the outline. Let me just bring that up. As per usual, whoever stops by and actually gives me some good goals, as in some good stuff to actually put in essays, I put it in there. So if you give me some good info, I'm like, hell, this sounds good. Let's put it in the essay. So stop by. You never know what could happen. All right. So I actually have to add that in there. I'll find a good spot to put it. Say this again. If you really dig deep into Rosa, you'll realize like she's arguably the most dangerous character in this entire franchise. See, that's what I said I'd add from yesterday. So I just gotta find a good spot for it. Being very based about this just because besides family members, the nieces and nephews and Maria, you don't really see her interacting with like much. And my voice is kind of cooked. That's why I'm not really like thinking aloud like I normally do. I want to put identity here. Some wounds are invincible, and some masks are prisons. Rosa Ushiromiya is a broken woman cloaked in darkness, her true self swallowed beneath countless masks. These masks do more than just hide. They imprison a storm of madness, rage, and despair that churns relentlessly beneath her surface. To truly see Rosa is to face the terrifying fracture of a soul shattered by trauma, isolation, and bitter secrets. Her life is a twisting maze of deception where even those closest to her glimpse only fragments of the truth. The family she belongs to is riddled with cruelty and secrets so heavy they fracture bonds and twist realities. Rose's identity is no different. Fractured, fragmented. Whoops. Oh yeah, what the fuck am I doing? Whoops. Rose's identity is no different. Fractured, fragmented, and hidden behind layers crafted to protect what little remains of her heart, or her broken heart. Okay, so that's good. We can transition into the Da Vinci quote. Here, let me bring up my outline again. Give me a sec. I cannot remember that off the top of my head. Mark here. No, that's a perfect way to end the intro. Sounds good. We're gonna be using illusion a lot. I can already tell. Not yet. Behind every mask lies a shadow, a hidden torment waiting to be understood. When you spend your life behind a mask, you lose the ability to recognize yourself in the mirror. Right there. That's where we need to put that. So again, thank you very much for that. As promised, we put it in here. Again, if anybody ever stops by and gives us some good gold, we'll put it in the scripts. Mark. Give me a second. Even when it's your day off, it's not your day off. We can still put some more in here. Look in the mirror, and you should see yourself, but you're not seeing yourself. You see someone that's just wearing a mask. That's where I'm getting at. Kind of a little bit too intense, but I might fix that later. Okay, let's start wrapping up the intro. Wow, shall I give you this pear? I hate you, Sephiroth, so much. God, I hate the memes. Shall I give you this pear? Okay, let's see how this sounds. I'm not gonna be able to say that with a straight face. I can already tell. Like, I hate Sephiroth so much for that. Shall I give you this pear? So I'll change that. I'm gonna do a Resident Evil 0? So I am. Tragedy, my old friend. I would never use you again, but here we go, coming back to this again. I use tragedy a lot. Okay. Again, despair would have screwed me up big time. I'm not even going to deny that. Okay. God damn, this is long. Alright, some wounds are invincible, some masks are prisons. Rosa Ushiromiya is a broken woman cloaked in darkness, her true self swallowed beneath countless masks. These masks do more than just hide. They imprison a storm of madness, rage, and despair that churns relentlessly beneath her surface. To truly see Rosa is to face the terrifying fracture of a soul shattered by trauma, isolation, and bitter secrets. Her life is a twisting maze of deception where even those closest to her glimpse only fragments of the truth. The family she belongs to is riddled with cruelty and secrets so heavy they fracture bonds and twist realities. Rosa's identity is no different, fractured, fragmented, and hidden behind layers crafted to protect what little remains of her broken heart. Leonardo da Vinci once said, "The greatest deception men suffer from is from their own opinions." Rosa's life is a labyrinth of self-deception and fractured identity, a world where truth is buried beneath layers of denial and painful illusions. Beneath every mask lies a shadow, a hidden torment waiting to be understood. When you spend your life behind a mask, you lose the ability to recognize yourself in the mirror. What does it mean to wear so many excuse me? What does it mean to wear so many faces that you no longer recognize your own? How do you survive when the person staring back at you is a stranger, when madness threatens to consume what little sanity remains? Rosa's story is one of despair and fractured humanity, a tale that demands we look beyond appearances into the dark places where broken souls dwell. Join me as we unravel the many faces Rosa wears, to confront the woman trapped in darkness and the crushing weight of her shattered existence. To understand this fractured soul, we must first step into the shadows of her origins, where trauma and tragedy first took root. I like it. I definitely do like it, but again, like Rosa, besides all the memes, all the shit that she has going with her, like people give her a lot of shit because of the whole Maria abuse thing. But if you look past that, like we're not gonna ignore it. But if you really look past that, she's a super complex character. She's extremely complex. So I'm gonna do my best in regards to this lore video. Like we're gonna mention a lot of shit in regards to her lore. So sit back, relax, and we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna be drinking, so don't mind me. What was I thinking mixing Four Loko and Jack Daniels? What the hell is wrong with me? I'm an adult. If you're not an adult, don't drink. I think we can go actually talk about her now. So we need to talk about Rosa herself before we even get to the masks. I was thinking, I don't even know how complex a character is when I actually have to sit down and think about this. I normally do think, but not as much as this. just going off exterior images right now. Like we're just going how the audience slash reader of the visual novel would see Rosa as. Because remember, at the end of the day, she's very popular with the nieces and nephew. But as you will see later on, that her true colors actually come out later on. But the mask that she shows to people besides her siblings is she's the kind, lovable aunt. It's gonna be a very long stream. I love it. I love every minute of this. It's only 6 p.m. too. Unfortunately, I do have to go to work tomorrow. My long weekend is over. Hear me out. Again, she portrays that trope. She definitely portrays that trope. She can she can be look soft spoken, especially based off her design, but holy shit, she will like go ballistic. Got it. Then hear me out. Understanding, and I quote, not we're not even going to mention Maria yet. That's another rabbit hole for later on, but we're just putting it from the viewer or the reader's perspective when she's first introduced. Hey, this character is not that bad. Then oh fuck. Yeah, that's fine for now. Might change that. That's fine. Can add more to this. Not a lot, but I can definitely add more to this. Okie dokie. Now, hear me out. So, again, people fail to realize that Rosa is definitely a victim too. They see just the cruelty that she did to Maria. Like, it's pretty graphic what she does. Like, there's no denying that Rosa is completely at fault for what happened to Maria and her issues that she has, especially with her speech impediment. Like, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. Rosa is a terrible parent. But we do have to realize, like, Rosa's upbringing, it shaped her to be the way she is. Like, the Ushidamiya family is a very fucked up family if you look at it. Like, it's ironic that Rosa treated Maria the way that she was pretty much treated. Like, Rosa was physically and mentally abused as a kid, especially since she was the lowest on the totem pole in regards to hierarchy, especially with Ava. Ava was part of Rosa's torment as a child, and she didn't have any like parental figures to actually guide her at all. Like, Kenzo is a fucking asshole, and he was probably barely in her life. She didn't have a mother figure besides Kumasawa, but Kumasawa is furniture at the end of the day. She knows her boundaries, so she could be seen as a mother figure, but only to a certain extent. And remember, Rosa lived on Brokenjima. She probably didn't have access to, she probably didn't have the opportunity to actually gain friends. The only thing she had was her family, and her family being super duper toxic. So all the shit that Maria had to go through later on in Rosa's life is just it's just circumstance. Like, Rosa had a shitty upbringing, and unfortunately, her upbringing was transferred over to Maria in her upbringing. So I know it's hard to not see Rosa as a victim. Like, it's so easy to paint her as a fucked up parent and just a screwed up individual, but her upbringing pretty much shaped the way she was. I'm gonna wake up with such a hangover tomorrow. Hey, why are you? Why do you look so like down today? Yeah, I drank a little bit too much. I'm coming to work kind of like with a hangover right now. Our mind is the greatest prison. like that. Rosa occupies a paradoxical space within her family in the story's web of tragedy. On the surface, she shows the image of a kind, no-nonsense, matriarchal, Jesus Christ, ugh. Come on, matriarchal figure. I'm gonna fuck that up so much. Matriarchal figure, a woman who carries the burden of responsibility with determination. Yet beneath this exterior lies a fractured soul, tormented by isolation, despair, and the weight of life hiding her true self. To those around her, Rosa's image can be seen as kind and understanding. Later on, she drops this facade, her words sharp, and a cold demeanor erects walls that few dare to breach. Behind this facade is a woman fractured by years of trauma and loss, who has long since abandoned any hope of genuine connection. The mask she wears is both armor and prison, a necessary shield against the world that has shown her nothing but cruelty. Her complex character emerges not by stripping away these masks easily, but by understanding the desperate need behind them. Each mask is a defense against pain, a fragile barrier to protect the remnants of her fragile heart. The mask conceals a woman who is much a victim of her own illusions as she is of her family's cruelty. Rosa's story forces us to confront the brutal reality that sometimes the greatest prison is not a physical cage, but the shattered identity born from endless deception, both self-inflicted and imposed. The tragedy of Rosa Ushiromiya is not simply what she hides, but the slow erasure of who she once was beneath the mask she can no longer remove. I don't need to keep on saying her last name. Damn it, I'm on an hour already. I haven't even talked about the mask yet. Fuck! This song's only an hour long, so let me actually switch the music. Uh... Thinking. I'm gonna put something here out of left field. I'm just gonna probably change it later, but I need something to go with. Let's keep notes. Yeah, we can start talking about the masks now. He does a good job with this one at the beginning. We don't need to go like super duper like detail with the mask. We just gotta give like an introduction and a brief explanation of it, or else this video is only gonna be like a 4-hour video. There's a lot of match that Rosa has. She should put Link to shame, actually. Just give me one sec. Okay. Just always gonna check with Mark. And she does a really good job with this one too. Yeah, because if she loses that, it's pretty much game over for her. I haven't been reading these out loud because this area right here on my chest where the injury is kind of hurting right now, so it's going to be a little bit careful. I got 3 days until I actually have to go to one of my appointments, so it kind of sucks that the wound kind of there's like a little tear on the wound, so they'll know what to do. But I'm being a little bit careful for my boys right now. This is self-explanatory if you've actually read the series, so I'll keep this brief. This is an understatement. Definitely an understatement because ugh. And again, this all comes to the fact that she doesn't know how to she doesn't know how to like deal with Maria as a mother because she didn't have a good upbringing. Like she didn't have interpersonal relationships with people. And unfortunately she takes out all her frustrations on Maria. Be resentful, that's for sure. This could be big later on. Mostly used towards Battler. There's I hinted at this yesterday. There's a lot of animosity towards Battler because I can be out for a second. Give me like 1 minute. I don't know. Yeah. So there is definitely a bit of animosity towards Battler because Battler represents something that Rosa probably could have became if she had the opportunity to. Because Battler rebelled against the family. Like he left when him and Rudolph had the falling out because Rudolph was his dad, and he wasn't happy that Rudolph went to get another woman in their time of grieving because of their mother. So Battler represents something that Rosa could have been. She could have been the one to leave. She could have rebelled and went on her own way. Because remember, she lived a very traumatic life. She was stuck on that island. She had an abusive family, especially Ava tormented her. She didn't have a mother figure. Besides, Kumasawa's very limited abilities to be there for her because Kumasawa is still furniture at the end of the day. So the Battler represents something that she wanted but could never actually do. Not all directed towards Battler. It's still directed at other people, but you see it more in interactions with Battler and Eva too. And Eva too. Again, this plays into the role that I mentioned earlier about her not having any interpersonal relationships growing up. Because of her being like this, it's a double-edged sword. Like, sure, you're showing that you have logic and conversations with people, like you know how to, and I quote, deal with situations, but you're not building any genuine connections with people because right now, the only genuine connection you have is with your own daughter. But that's not a genuine connection. That's just a train wreck right there. So you technically don't have a relationship with people. Right, so we have to mention the whole Maria, the Mask of Maria thing. It's again, this is pretty self-explanatory too. We're pretty slow at the end of the day. Boy, did she lash out all right. And again, it's a slippery slope. A lot of scenes that support this. It's notable is when the cousins tell her like you should be like you're kind of going a little bit not verbatim, but you're kind of like going a little bit too crazy beating Maria because and she says like look even girls her age aren't having that mannerism. But Rosa, if you really think about it, you're the reason why she has these speech impediments. It's you and the abuse. But you're looking at Maria as the problem when you're the problem. Keeps her stuck in the loop. Yeah, she likes to play the victim. You're a little bit too comfortable there. What the fuck? See. For some weird reason, the Resident Evil 3 song stopped. Okay. So you get a glimpse of this when Maria accuses her of going out with her boyfriends on vacation and all that stuff. You can tell by Rose's expression, like she didn't know how to respond to that. And again, it's Maria just not knowing it, but she's just a kid. And of course, Rosa wasn't really doing that. It's just Rosa was working. But Maria just seeing it as neglect and is like, yeah, you're doing this and you're doing that. And her expression is like shock. Like she didn't know how to respond to that. It just shows like how fragile her psyche and her mind is. Well, we can talk about the big one, the resentment. Doing this first. I'm doing this so loosely right now. Try to cook right now, so we'll see. Yeah, we can use that. I just had to make sure. So yeah, like if you really want to be cute about it, I know I'm getting into some weird kind of headcanon area, but if you really like dig deep into this, Rosa Rosa represents the complete opposite of what Battler is right now. Rosa had her upbringing sucked. It did. Not saying that Battler's upbringing was any better, but Battler, he rebelled. He said, "Fuck it, I'm out. I'm out of here." Rosa was forced to stay when she was a kid. Rosa didn't have anybody besides herself, maybe Kumasawa for a limited like period or limited capacity. But Battler was able to lead the Ushiromiya family for a while, have his own life, and Rosa was not given granted the opportunity to that. Rosa was stuck. She was stuck on that island by herself, getting physically and mentally abused, while Battler, possibly a little bit, he's a little bit older than she was at that time. But Battler had full autonomy to do whatever the hell he wanted, something that Rosa just never had. So you can tell like the resentment is there, especially in their interactions in later games. Move this right here. You can see where the resentment is over here. So I'm probably should have. I'm asking to read this because I need to actually see how this flows. Rosa harbors a deep, festering resentment towards her siblings who enjoy the warmth of loving families, and I quote, big time over there. A warmth denied to her, abandoned by her husband and forced into solitude. This mask conceals envy and pain, intensifying her isolation. It fuels the bitter distance she maintains, a silent wall erected to guard against further betrayal. This mask is directed towards Battler in a more personal way. Battler represents something Rosa could have never had: autonomy. Even though Battler is her young nephew, he portrays a level of self-confidence that Rosa lacked as a child. Battler rebelled and distanced himself from the Ushiromiya family for an extended period. Rosa was forced to stay within the stranglehold of the family. Battler had control of his life and the ability to build interpersonal relationships. Rosa was always alone, I gotta fix that. And Battler was able to surround himself with people. Get rid of that. I said control of life better. I said control of life twice. So Rosa. Mask of resentment. Rosa harbors a deep, festering resentment towards her siblings, who enjoy the warmth of loving families. A warmth denied to her, abandoned by her husband, and forced into solitude. This mask conceals envy and pain, intensifying her isolation. It fuels the bitter distance she maintains, a silent wall erected to guard against further betrayal. This mask is directed towards Battler in a more personal way. Battler represents something Rosa could never have. Battler represents something Rosa could never have, autonomy. Even though Battler is her young nephew, he portrays a level of self-confidence that Rosa lacked as a child. Battler rebelled and distanced himself from the Ushiromiya family for an extended period. Rosa was forced to stay within the stranglehold of the family. Battler was his own person. Battler was his own person, had the ability to build interpersonal relationships. Rosa was always alone, and Battler was able to surround himself with people. Battler represents something Rosa never had: control of her life. She was forced to live in a life that was never truly her own. I like it. I mean, I have a lot of math still to do. Oh my god. Why are you such a great complex character? And I'll do like 15 more minutes because I have to actually start getting ready for work tomorrow. So tomorrow I'll do this, then I haven't done the Golden one in a couple of days because I needed to focus on the Metroid video in this. So I'll do about like another 20 minutes of this, then I'll wrap things up, and then tomorrow's just script writing day. I'll be working on this, and I'm working on Golden Sun when I get out of work. Totally just butchered that. It's all good. Again, as mentioned, he's arguably one of the most dangerous characters in this whole franchise. The fact that you can go from like zero to pissed in like 5 seconds is baffling. Like imagine like the Jessica, George, and Battler's expression when she just goes batshit crazy and just starts yelling at people. Her complete calm demeanor just breaks in an instant. Pretty self-explanatory, so we don't really need to go into detail about that. And the complete opposite, Mask of Silence. We'll update your laptop, but on my terms. A lot of work today. Definitely a lot of work. It's gonna be a long video. This fits her so well. I'm portraying myself as victim. Gonna portray myself as victim. And again, we're not to downplay the fact that yeah, like your life is totally fucked. Excuse my French, but your life is pretty shitty from the beginning until where you are now. And on top of the fact she has a fucking shotgun. we won't even get to that. I'm having fun with this. This is a good deep analysis we're doing on this character. No, say no to the alcohol. Don't do it. Okay. I have like 6 more left to do in this outline. How is it? Okay. I definitely got to start getting ready for work soon, so we'll do a couple more and then we'll wrap things up. And tomorrow we'll carry on with this. Again, this video is not going to be released for like a couple more days because I got the Metroid video out. That one, I like the way that came out. This one is going to come out next, and I'm doing this concurrently with Golden Sun, but the Golden Sun one won't be out for a while because that one's a pretty advanced project that I'm working on. So that'll be out when it's out. So tomorrow I'll be working on this script some more. Then I will work on the Golden Sun one. I just haven't had the time to because I need to get that couple videos out. He does it so subtly. It's so scary how she does it. we still have a couple more left, so let's do one more. We'll carry on tomorrow. This one's a pretty easy one. You can see it. You don't have. She doesn't have to acknowledge it, or the other characters around it. This is more for the viewer to actually see, and the reader. I'll explain this real quick. So the thing is with the Mask of Shame, like us as the viewer and the reader, we should be sympathizing with Rosa with the way her upbringing was, but the fact that how she treats Maria kind of like underscores that. It's like, damn, you really are just a shitty parent, or as people used to say, mother of the year. But you can tell that deep down, Rosa doesn't want to do this. She loves Maria, but she doesn't know how to express her love, because that love she was never granted when she was a kid. Again, she was a character. She was raised the way she was raised, in a pretty toxic environment. No mother figure. Her father was pretty much just a complete asshole, abusive and mental torture, all that jazz. So it's like she does all this to Maria, but deep down you can probably tell as the viewer and the reader, like, she has shame for all the things that she is doing, because Rosa has done nice things in the past, especially giving Maria Sakatoro, and ironically enough, sure the hell took it away from him when she decapitated it. But Rosa has done good things. It's just she just doesn't know how to express herself, especially in regards to like love and Maria. So deep down, like even though we don't see it, even though she never does say it, there is shame there. You just have to look deep enough, and don't go off of the whole abusive nature thing that they just throw in our face, or her and her excessive temper tantrums. Look deeper into it. It's like, yeah, like there's a reason why she's doing all this, but how does it affect her in the scenes that we don't see? Like deep down, like how does it affect her? We're not looking at Rosa's psyche, but we're just assuming things at the end of the day. I'm assuming she has shame, because I can see it. Like she doesn't want to do what she does to Maria, but she doesn't know how to like interact with Maria. Okay, all right, we did a good amount today. So as mentioned, I'm gonna save it here. We still have a few more masks to do. Then we can get on to section 3, then the psychological effects. Then we can wrap things up. So tomorrow, this video is not going to be released for a few more days. I have to go to work, unfortunately, tomorrow. So when I get out of work, I'll do the Golden Sun video first, because I haven't worked on it in a couple of days. Then I'll go right into this. So thank you for stopping by. Be patient. The video will be out soon.